Hey everybody, how's it going out there in the world of chaos? Well, it's November, critical thinking. Sorry I'm a little late. It's like the 20th of November, 2020, and we're still here. And, it's funny. I'm not going to talk about the typical current events that are going on as far as the voting and the COVID. I think we had enough of that already. Although the major peer-reviewed Journal of Internal Medicine, which is one of the most respected journals like New England Journal of Medicine and JAMA, things of that nature, is what all the practicing professionals and research people use for reference. It's peer-reviewed, only PhDs, and it's all verified. Denmark released a comprehensive study over, since last January, plus from previous SARS and COVID and N1H1 pandemics, the research about the masks, and it seems that they pretty much don't do anything unless you wear surgical grade N95, cover your eyes, dispose of them after one use, as they do in normal hospital infectious practice in a professional setting. Of course, they work during surgery or things of that nature with body fluids that could spray in your eyes and things. You have to wear protective equipment with extremely sick people concentrated in a hospital or with animals or disease research. Then they work. But for the average person driving a car on a freeway or jogging down the beach miles away or even at home, they provided really no protection whatsoever. Now the CDC said that this Fauci guy said it months ago. Now, respected, I think who else did? I forget. Anyway, you get the point here. It's like, I think they're doing this to make people feel like they're doing something. Like maybe they calms the public down. Like it's like a ritual washing. Of course, washing your hands is always known to stop. But remember in the beginning, it was all N95 masks, hand sanitizers, disinfectants. That seems to have disappeared, which is logical and scientific. But no one's talking about that. All of a sudden, it's like wearing a chain link fence over your face to stop mosquitoes or smoke. A virus is less than 5 microns. You guys can look it up if you're not familiar with that, but it's pretty small. An oil filter on a car is like 20 microns. Catch my drift? So it's very, very small. So these handkerchiefs and things they sell in 7-Eleven, it says right on the package, made in China, which is not even funny. Then it says, caution not to prevent transmission or prevention of viral or bacterium. And it says right on the package. Anyway, enough of that. It's obviously some kind of political thing going on here. So, and now we see the flip, which is kind of amusing, because I'm not a right-wing conservative. I do not like them. They're liars since the 90s when they passed, NAFTA to include China. They're not the conservative Republicans of the Reagan era. Democrats, neither. The original old Democrats I respect, for the workers, social justice. They use that. They ring it like a bell, but it's not really like Malcolm X said. Watch Malcolm X in the 60s. The man told the truth. The man is like a visionary. He said, enough of this. There's certain groups of wealthy, intellectual whites that are leftists that want to use this and take us off the shelf and say, oh, here's a few crumbs for the minorities. And he uses a different word, but out of respect, I just want to say what he said, because we know what he said, the N-word, but I just don't like to say it because it just doesn't sound right from a white guy. It sounds bad. And, So basically, we have a situation where Malcolm X said we need to go make our own world, our own life, our own business, start our own companies, our own factories, our own manufacturing, our own farms. I totally respect and support that. And I think most black people that are really, have gumption and intelligence are going out there and doing it, man. A lot of my friends got businesses and shops and car places and construction. They ain't gonna sit around and get handouts from some Uncle Tom thing and stay in a hood in a ghetto and be kept down by people on the Upper West Side of Manhattan who'll go and like once in a while visit them and make a little appearance for political points. You catch my drift. They don't want their kids going to school. Their kids don't go to public school with the Bloods. And I'm not saying Bloods represent black people, but some of the white gangs are the worst. Believe me, I know. When I was a kid, I got a lot of trouble. I was hanging out with really not the right people when I was younger. I managed to keep away. It's really about role models. We need good role models. That's the problem. Youth need good role models that are heroes to look up to, that are cool, but also do the right thing. Role models that are glorifying shooting and stabbing and getting girls pregnant and not, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? And it's for all colors. It's not just for one color. In fact, out here in the hillbilly areas where we have the farm, there's all whites on welfare out here, and they all have many, many kids with many women, and they have big diesel pickup trucks. They don't take care of their kids. And they live in squalor, but yet they have Confederate flags up. I'm like, who are you? Look at the way you live. How are you picking on anybody? Saying other people are no good or dirty or what. Look at you. You live like worse than anybody, and you're picking on black people or Spanish or something. Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. If you've probably seen this out there. Mainly, it's just, anyway, the main point, like this quickly, because I'm digressing on these other subjects because they need to be touched on, is before like 1990, before the first Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, where we blew everything up and got paid to rebuild it, and left Saddam in power for some unknown reason, why we didn't take him down, and 10 years later we go back to do it all over again. Is there anything suspicious? Was it Eisenhower rolling his grave when that happened? So there was no 24-hour, 7 days a week news channels before like 1990, where a continuous stream of blasting news of every coconut that falls off a tree and hits somebody in the head in Cameroon, to someone in China stole a bag of rice. You catch my, you know what I'm saying? Everything on the earth is being blasted at the public on these 24-hour. I think CNN might have been the first one, and then they built other ones. Now it's in your pocket on your iPhone, your smartphone. Non-stop news reports, negative, mostly negative. Negative news. It's weird, man. It creates division, anger, frustration, hatred, sorrow. We need to stop and think and look around us, the people that are directly around us in our life, in our house, in our neighborhood, on our job, at our block, at the store. Smile, talk to the nice people around you. You'll see that everyone around you is okay. And the people in these other countries are very much the same. They just want to have a nice life. They don't want to be take over the world, and it's very few. It's very rare. Of course, you have nationalists in every country, whether it's in the Arab world, you have the Muslim, I'll call them fascists, and over here you have Christian fascists that feel that America has to be a white Christian nation. There's many here like that. This is not that country. This country is made for everyone. Okay, as long as you're peaceful and don't hurt other people. It's made for everyone to be accepted and fairly treated and equal. And it's hard to do, man. Certain part, like I grew up in the New York metro area. I'm used to everybody. We had gay people everywhere. Men in dresses, cross-dressing guys going on the ferry to Fire Island. People would come and see that and faint. They never saw anything. Me, I grew up with that. All kinds of people from China, India, you name it. We had people around where I grew up. And pretty much everyone got along pretty good, man. I mean, of course, there's some tensions in some areas over money and jobs and, but not that bad. The experiment was working very well until this, I don't know, till just recently. New York City was doing great. I mean, we go in there and I loved it there. You have everybody. And let's just pray we can get back to that. But there's something beyond that going on here, man. That's the point I'm trying to make with these news and media. Like just recently, Fox has become the new enemy and traitor. They flip sides. And I never trusted anybody when they say fair and balanced. You know, when someone says we're fair and balanced, but they're not, automatically a red flag goes up. And not that I listen to that Democracy Now! Show, I throw up. It makes it sound like America is the most evil, horrible place, and all white people are evil. And it's just insane that anyone could listen to that. I mean, when I was a sophomore in university, you'd hear it and think, oh, wow, these people really know the real truth, like Noam Chomsky. Now, Noam Chomsky, of course, is a respected intellectual. I like him, but I disagree with a lot of stuff, because how could he be allowed? First of all, he worked for MIT. How many years? MIT is like 3/4 funded by the Pentagon and the military, which he spent all his life criticizing the United States and the Pentagon, but yet he's being paid by them? Does anybody know that? I mean,